What is up everyone, welcome to a quick guide to Tyrael, Archangel of Justice. With the might of Eldruin at his hand, Tyrael comes from the universe of Diablo and takes the role of an offensive warrior. This Archangel is equipped with one of the strongest initiations in the game and has the responsibility to lead his teams to victory. Tyrael's trait is Archangel's Wrath. When defeated, he becomes invulnerable, and after a 3.5 second delay, he explodes, dealing damage to enemies around him. If Tyrael's the first to fall in battle, at least he goes out with a bang. Or a boom, in this case. Tyrael's Q is Eldruin's Might. Tyrael launches his sword at a targeted area, dealing damage and slowing enemies by 25%. He can then reactivate the ability to teleport to the sword's location, once again slowing enemies by 25%. This is Tyrael's main source of mobility and can be used to go over terrain. Tyrael's W is Righteousness. When activated, he and nearby allies gain a shield that absorbs damage for 4 seconds. Thanks to its long duration, you can usually afford to use it around your teammates before diving the enemy's back line. Tyrael's E is Smite. This is a ground targeted ability that deals damage to enemies and grants a 25% movement speed to allies moving through it. This is Tyrael's main source of damage and will most often be used offensively. His first heroic ability is Judgement. Tyrael charges a target, dealing damage and stunning them for 1.5 seconds. Nearby enemies also take damage and are knocked away. Thanks to its long range, you really can't ask for a better tool for initiating fights. Option number 2 is Sanctification. Tyrael channels to create a protective shield around him, making all nearby allies invulnerable and unstoppable for 3 seconds. These effects, however, do not apply to Tyrael. He can be damaged or interrupted at any time. For this guide, I'll be going over a build that reinforces both his offensive and defensive capabilities. As a hero that thrives in the enemy's back lines, Tyrael desperately needs a few defensive talents to be effective. To start things off, you'll want to grab Purge Evil. This increases the damage of your smite by 25% against enemy heroes. This immediately turns you into a lane bully and gives you some extra power during fights. Smite's low cooldown and high base damage makes this talent extremely valuable. At level 4, his options are limited. Even though you won't be healing or regenerating directly from your kit, aside from Blood for Blood, you'll probably still get the most out of amplified healing as long as there's a support on your team. If there isn't one, the other option is Retribution. This reduces the cooldown of your smite by ½ second for every target hit. This works really well with battle momentum at 7 and gives you a noticeable damage boost. At level 7, battle momentum is the best choice. This makes your basic attacks reduce the cooldown of all your abilities by ½ second. As a hero that heavily relies on abilities to be effective, this is a dream talent for Tyrael. Combined with his high attack speed, higher than any other tank, you'll be throwing out spells like it's your day job. For your heroic ability, take Judgement. As mentioned before, this is one of the strongest initiations in the game, but you have to make sure your teammates will be able to follow it up with damage. It's also great for interrupting channeled spells like Strafe and Ravenous Spirit. At level 13, Imposing Will is insane. This is a modified version of the talent Imposing Presence unique to Tyrael. When shielded by Righteousness, enemies that attack you have their attack speed and movement speed reduced by 50%. And it isn't just basic attacks. Any damage done to you will trigger the effect. It's essentially Vala's Frost Shot talent with the attack speed reduction on top. At level 16, Blood for Blood is where it's at. This is an activational talent that deals 10% of the target's maximum health and heals you for double the amount. Because it's based off of max health, the tankier the target, the more you'll get healed for. At level 20, Hardened Shield is a must. This is an activational talent that reduces all damage taken by 75% for 4 seconds. As a warrior that can deal a lot of damage, Tyrael isn't exactly the biggest punching bag. In fact, it's quite possible to get bursted down instantly after initiating. Hardened Shield takes care of that possibility entirely. Now that we have the build, here's a list of 3 things that will help you smite your enemies. 1. Your job as Tyrael is simple. You pick a squishy enemy hero, and, as long as your team's behind you, you charge for that target. You don't look back, you don't hesitate. Your mission is not done until that hero is dead or has been pushed so far out he won't be contributing anymore. After that, you move on to the next squishiest target. Number 2. Tyrael synergizes very well with long-ranged mages that can capitalize on his initiation instantly. The moment you Judgement a target, their spells will obliterate it from far away. These include Falstad, Kel'Thas, and Nova to name a few. And 3. Remember that both Smite and Eldruin's Might are versatile abilities. If you see your teammates being chased, put a Smite in front of them for the extra movement speed to help them get away. If you're the one being chased, Eldruin's Might allows you to play mind games with your opponents to ensure that you get away. When there's 2 paths you could take, Throw your sword in one direction and begin running the other way. If they chase you, take the teleport. If they don't, keep running. That's it for this quick Tyrael guide. Be sure to click down below for more quick hero guides. I hope you guys have been enjoying the PTR so far despite being talent gated. Thanks for watching. I'm Tyrael, and don't forget to have fun.
You are not prepared!